Next up, we have Somniomancer Null set from the Arknights, soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. At the time of recording, we just recently passed 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you so much once again for being here, for subscribing, sharing, and everything. It's insane that you are here in general. I was not expecting to make it this far this quickly, so thank you. All right, two disclaimers on top of that. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track ever, so I will be pausing a lot, as I will be pointing things out as I hear them or as I realize them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take, so I might stumble upon my words. Whatever happens, happens. I just stumble upon my words, so there you go. With that being said, let's do this. Somniomancer. Let's see what you got. We start with such... Those 4 seconds must have taken several hours to do. Because what we just heard was sound recording samples of whispers, right? But what the artist here did was flipping the recording backwards and forwards in a very weird way that even has a little bit of beat and rhythm to it. And that alone is really, really difficult. Not too difficult, but the fact that this person actually spent the time just putting these back and forth, backwards and forwards, really, really cool. I heard an instrument, so let me just go back a second. Let's see where this goes. Okay. Okay, and now we have several elements. We have a piano giving us what is called arpeggios. So in music, there's this thing called arpeggios, or arpeggiation, which is when you play a chord one note at a time. That's what the piano is doing. We have the drums giving us a very lovely beat, and then we have the bass line doing really, really cool bass stuff. When it comes to music in general, the bass line tends to be one of the more free instruments, because you can really do almost anything, and as long as you are within the bass area, within the required bass things to do, you're pretty much free to do what you want. And then we have one more synth at the top, which I think is panning back and forth. Let me hear a little bit more. Yes, so we have a synth at the top giving us a little bit of arpeggiation. Don't bother requesting just yet. Requests are not open just yet. So we're having this other synth at the top giving us what could be a flying melody. I think this is a flying melody. So let's start with the concept of a flying melody. Flying melody is a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial just means that there's no academic term or anything like that, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity and being able to explain things. And in this case, flying melody is pretty much what is happening right now. We have the bass line, we have the drums, we have the arpeggios going on, we have everything like bass, middle ground, we have pretty much everything going on. And then up above, we have a melody that is slower, simpler than everything else, just flying above the landscape that we have created, which is what is happening here. And most importantly, we get to talk about panning. Yesterday, we didn't get to talk about it at all. So panning is a concept that we have in many mediums. When it comes to audio, it is the concept of taking advantage of the fact that nowadays in our world, we use stereo as our default. Stereo means that there are two tracks playing at any given time. You will have a left speaker and a right speaker. That is what makes stereo, which means there are, whenever you hear something, right now we are not listening to one track being given to us, we are listening to a left track and a right track. So you have left track because, left ear, right ear, human beings, the overwhelming majority of us have that going on. So you have your left ear, your right ear, you have yourself right here, all happy, deformed, and bald, therefore evil. So we are having these two going here, and the concept of panning is prioritizing one ear over the other. So in this case, whenever you hear any sort of stereo, you will have two tracks playing at full volume. So let's say we have a piano, the piano track. The piano track is at full volume on both the left ear and the right ear, so it's going to sound like it comes from the front. However, the more you reduce the volume on one ear, the further to the other ear it is going to sound, because only one of the other ears is going to make the sound. So right now we are having that. After that, I like to distinguish active versus passive. So active versus passive. So we have active versus passive. And in this case, when it comes to passive, passive panning means you say, okay, the piano is on the right ear, and the piano is on the right ear for the entirety of the track, and that's it. Active is what this synth up above is doing. It is going back and forth between the right ear and the left ear, and everything. Welcome back, Cecilia. So yes, that is what this melody is doing while doing a flying melody, which gives it an extra sense of motion, and most importantly, it has what I think could be our motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Let's see where this goes. Oh, really cool. So yeah, we had a moment there where... Oh, this is so cool. So very unique to electronic music, being able to interrupt yourself like that makes it sound like a kill switch. Kill switch is a gadget that you can put in a guitar. It's a button that just cuts off the volume. One of the guitarists that uses it the best, that popularized it a lot, at least in my opinion, is Buckethead. A lot of his music uses kill switches and is really, really good at it. Really, really good. And that's pretty much what we got a little bit of here, that moment of like kind of glitching, really good way to tie up the section or those repetitions and jumping into the next. And yeah, let's continue. Let's see where it goes. And I like the fading in and out, kind of like I don't think it's like pulsing, it's like reverberating of the melody right now, because it's fading in and out of the volume. So it's basically giving us this sense of going up and down in volume, and it's just really cool. Let's see where it goes. Oh, now we got an actual melody going on here. Ooh. Okay, so now we bring in orchestral strings. That is going to be violins, maybe some violas there as well. I think it's just the violins. We brought in that. We had a bit of that. Then we accelerated the drum beat. We added an extra layer to the drums, giving us what feels like a call and response, because now we're having the violins giving us these really cool... this really cool motif going upwards, very, very beautiful. And then we're having the electronic elements respond to that. And that is a call and response. One musician does one thing and the other one immediately responds. But in this case, we're doing it kind of with everything. The drums are changing, the synths are changing, the melody is changing as a response to what has happened. And ooh, let's see where this goes. Oh, and we have some voices there as well. We have some vocals there as well. I think I heard an organ there as well at the end. Man, this is very, very complex. They went well with some Chinese mobile game OST. Mobile games tend to have surprisingly... They're either gonna have like stock music, or it's gonna be some of the most incredible music you will ever hear in your life. There's no in between with mobile games. There is no in between. It's either going to be like 2 notes every 15 minutes, or it's gonna be banger after banger after banger when it comes to these things. So it's insane how wild the variety is in mobile games music. So let's see. Okay, and now we bring what sounds to be a child chorus. Like it seems we bring a child chorus. We have a variation of the rhythm. The children are now doing what could be a reduction of the motif, because the original synth that we heard doing the flying melody, that was a very slow version of the motif. And relatively speaking, if that's our motif, then everything else that has been playing afterwards is called a reduction. That is just a faster version of that motif. And yeah, they make a bad game but make good music. Yeah, it's insane how some games can have insanely good music and have like no gameplay. So yeah. All right, let's see where this goes, because now we're having these children actually sing, which this puts it in the gray area between a track and a song. Because usually when it comes to tracks or pieces, these are instrumental usually, and you can include vocals, and the idea is that you're not going to have the full attention and the full driving factor being the vocals. And then you have songs, and in songs you have the vocals are the focal point, the driving factor, the lyrics are the focus and everything. And this right here puts us in a very strange gray area, because we are introducing singing with lyrics, and it is driving this section right now. However, it is perfectly possible that this is not going to continue, and then that's it. So let's see where this goes. Nice. And we're having a couple of synths accompanying a little bit. We bring in, I think it was a tuba or a trombone, giving us or a synth, giving us a really cool bass line to give some counterpoint to the chorus. Then we bring the violins to give us kind of like a ceiling to what this chorus is doing, and everything is going in what is called similar motion. So when it comes to, and this is the first time we've seen some proper similar motion here. So when it comes to counterpoint is study of melodies, how they interact with each other, how they are, how they relate to one another. And in this case, we have 3 parts. But when it comes to counterpoint, everything kind of falls into what we call motion. Motion is just, relatively speaking, where the melodies are or where they're going compared to one another. And there's 3 overall ones. There's parallel, there's similar, and there's contrary. So when it comes to these, parallel motion means that both melodies are going the exact same way. They have the exact same shape. They are just a little bit on a different point of the scale. Then similar motion is that you have both of them roughly going the same way with some variation in the shapes. And then contrary motion is they're going contrary motion. And right now what we're having, and usually counterpoint is seen between 2 of them, but right now we're having 3 lines. We are having the violins, which seem to be having this kind of shape. We are having the children's vocals, which are having roughly this kind of shape. And then we are having the bass line, which is slowly bringing this, giving us this really, really cool set of similar motion. And it is, man, it's just it's just good. It's just really, really good. Taking full advantage of not that many elements of it, but making everything feel a lot more grandiose and epic. So really, really good orchestration here. Let's see where it goes. Shimi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. There goes the violins. And we use one of the most effective and devastating tools that a musician could possibly have. Silence. Split second of silence to bring this. Oof, man. Holy shit. That was powerful. That was powerful. Let's see. Did I upload? Zelmic puts those. So let's see where this goes. Oh, really cool. And we're bringing back that concept of having the electronic elements with a faster drum, with then the violins slowing everything down, the call and response, but this time with the added elements of everything else. Man, this is really cool. Oh, another moment of interrupting everything. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we take a complete U-turn on this whole thing, and everyone knows Zelmic is the one who schedules the shorts. So now we take a complete U-turn on everything. We bring back, very interesting transition. We take the drums, we put them further down the back. We put like a filter on them to make them sound very, very distant. We bring in lower sounding vocals, which we hadn't used at all. The motifs are still kind of there. Let me hear. The rhythm is still the same. Yeah, we're using a similar. What did you do? Zelmic, you're the one who schedules the shorts, is what we're saying, and some of them just went up. So we're having these. The motif is fairly resemblant of what we've been having already. This over here we would call a bridge in terms of structures. So yes, we are authors. So we're having a bridge, which is a very in between, and it almost feels like some of the track's elements glitched out. That's a very good way to put it, Blitz. And yeah, it's a really cool way of bringing down the tension before we bring it back up, because we are, roughly speaking, within the last 1 to 2 minutes of the piece, and that usually is climax. Like, we're approaching climax time for this piece, and usually for a climax you want to be as bombastic as you want, or as epic as you want, and you want to revisit as much of the materials that you have. So let's see where this goes. Oh, really cool. Really cool. Ooh. Okay, so we bring back the arpeggios. This time, instead of going up, they're going down. So we are doing, in essence, something in a very meta way. We're doing an inversion. So when it comes to music, an inversion, there are two types of inversion. There's harmony inversion, there's melody inversion. I'm talking about melody, right? So in melody, you will have some sort of shape of a melody. You take that, you flip it upside down, and that's your inversion. Excuse me. And in this case, it looks like we're taking that from a lot of parts from the start, and we are inverting this whole thing. Like, even as a concept, we went from the bassy, very drum-reliant melodies with, like, the flying melody and everything, to now being on the opposite side. Now we have the higher end populated a little bit more. The arpeggios are going down. It's a really cool, kind of like a mirror image of what we had before, but not as deliberate. Very interesting. Let's see where it goes. Oh, the stream is buffering, yeah. We're losing frames. That's on my end. I'm just gonna continue. Oh, silence again, and it's glitching again. Oh, that was really cool. That was really cool. And yeah, it looks like we're losing some frames over here, but I'm gonna continue. I'm just gonna continue because usually this fixes itself. So, wrong mirror mentioned, and we had a moment of was it the right what is the right term for modern? No, that's contemporary. So we had this really cool whisper that just pushed everything ever so slightly in what we call rhythmic displacement. So rhythmic displacement is usually when you move anything a little bit further, and that's it. Yeah, it looks like we're losing friends. Let's continue. So, where were we? Let me see here. Let me go back a little bit more. So, where were we? Let's go back like 10 seconds. I'll explain how requests work, Jimmy, after this. So, let's go back here. Yeah, we had this moment. Oh, it whispers, I want to wake up. Really, really cool. And we now enter actual climax of this piece. Let's see where this goes. We bring back the original motif, but now we bring it with the brass. We bring it with the trombones, with the tubas, and of course, this is from earlier this year. And when it comes to cinema and film scoring, there was one thing that Hans Zimmer did that was absolutely devastating to music, and that was the trailer for the movie Inception. Ever since that trailer, everyone has this. Sometimes, most of the time, it works. Many times it doesn't. And it's just that. You have your trombones, your tubas just going boom, boom. And that's what we're doing. However, instead of just doing that here, we are implementing the motif from the very, very beginning that was at the top. That original synth going high up, now it's on the bass. Further corroborating my hypothesis that this is a mirror image of what we saw at the start. Really, really cool stuff. So we're having that. We brought back the chorus, and I would Megumi, but I don't speak enough Hungarian for it. So yeah, there's that, and oh boy, it's just escalating. Has anyone ever told you look just like Hatsune Miku? No, you're the first one. Thank you, I appreciate it. Let's see where this goes. And violins up at the top. Ooh. Off the ramp we go. Okay, and now without the drums, off we go. Off the ramp we go. And we're having the voices and the brass having this beautiful counterpoint that we've done before. And oh my god, this is really good. Let's just see where he goes. I think we're in outro territory. There's the arpeggios again. And oh, we bring back those initial whispers, and now we resolve it back to a piano, just reducing the scale even further. Smaller, smaller, smaller. This is really cool, dude. Let's see how it ends. It slowed down a little bit. The melody. Oh, it's happening again. Lovely. Ooh. Very lovely. And we have a couple more notes, and that's where it ends. We do one last call of the motif, and we leave it at that. And there you go, man. What a track. We got interrupted. I don't care. There you go. That was Somniomancer from the Arknights soundtrack. Incredible, really good use of a somewhat simple ensemble. Like, it wasn't a full orchestra or anything like that. It just had a bunch of this stuff, and there's that. So there you go, Somniomancer. I can't pronounce this name, but I'm gonna say it's by MSR. Really cool stuff, man. So there you go. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you are watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, become a member, turn on notifications. Once again, at the time of recording, we recently just passed 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. It's wild. I was not expecting to make it this far this quickly. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3 seconds, or without my internet interrupting the stream, link is going to be down below to this track. If you want to request a song, if you're on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting. Requests are open. If you're not on the live stream and you want to request a song, go to the Discord, link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned message. The pinned messages, multiple. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live on air, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know what time that is for you, the links down below to the Discord and the Twitch channel. They both have the stream schedule showing in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because of course we do. We're on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, you have a gaming channel. And mine is Games Are Bastard. That's where we put the VODs of the after shows that we do. Link down below, or just search for it. The username is the same as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. Really good stuff, man. Somniomancer. That was really good. Really good. Insane what mobile games have. So, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.